Welcome back in one of the Bears Papa Plays YouTube channel. Today is Wednesday. It's March 5th, and I'm back breaking down some more plays for you for the Wednesday night. Have a lot of games on the docket tonight, but I'm only going to be breaking down two. There are a lot of good games out there, but I think two we can make money off of, and I'm going up against one of my arch nemesis in Michigan tonight. So that's going to be fun to talk about. Before we do that, none of the games have finished for us. It is 8:25 p.m. Auburn minus 6.5 or 4.5. Sorry, just started. Start out 12-2 in favor of A&M. I think Auburn has now figured out, hey, this might be a pretty good team. We should probably play. I think Denver Jones is out in this game, which could really hurt Auburn. I think that's why the line shifted from 6.5 to 4.5. I have it on the background. I haven't been paying attention. It's 14-8 right now, so maybe Auburn woke up a little bit. We'll see what happens in that one. Arkansas is plus 7.5 now instead of plus 6.5. Taro, I'm pretty sure, is not going to play in this one. So that just means Janelle Davis is going to have to step up, and his player prop was a little bit higher than normal. 14.5 points, has not started yet. Trey Johnson, on the other hand, 21.5 points. Currently playing against Mississippi State. He had 10.5. I think he has 12 with 1 minute in the second half gone. So that one's looking decent. We're on pace for Trey Johnson to hit. But let's go to the plays for Wednesday. Hoping for like a 3-1 day on Tuesday. We have some games to talk about on Wednesday. My team, Maryland. I still think Maryland is the team to take come tournament time. This is one of those teams that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. Them in Wisconsin, they're in that Ken Palm range of, top defensive efficiency, top offensive efficiency. There's only like 12 or 13 teams right now that can statistically win the March Madness title. Maryland is one of those teams. They're going up against Michigan in this game. They have not played well in back-to-back games, especially offensively. 68 points against Penn State, 55 points against Michigan State. We all know how that game ended against Michigan State. I do think they play well in this one. Michigan, maybe not that good of a team. They are in the top 25. They are the number one rated team in Ken Palm on the luck meter. I have no idea what luck meter is. I'm sure they just, it's like the way the ball bounces, apparently. I don't know how they measure that. Maybe it's just last-second shots or last-second whistles that they get in the game. I'm sure that's how they measure luck or whatever they do. But they're the number one luckiest team in the country. They needed a lot more luck in that game against Illinois. They just lost to 93-73 in favor of Illinois. Illinois got healthy. Illinois looks like they could be a monster if they get hot at the right time. This is not a very good Michigan team, especially if the big boys down low with Wolf and Golden don't have great games. Maryland is very, very balanced in the front court and the back court. I think they will win this game against Michigan. They are +3 currently right now. I'm taking them on the money line. Put my money where my mouth is. I think Maryland is one of the better teams in the country. I'm not so sure about Michigan over the last several games. I'm going to take Maryland. They got to find a way to start playing better going into March Madness. So I'm going to take them here on the money line as the play. SEC time. Florida going up against Alabama. Winner of this game gets a 1 seed most likely. I think everybody can probably agree on that. We have Houston probably going to get a 1 seed. Auburn, even if they lose this game, they're getting a 1 seed. It's 14-8. Duke going to get the 1 seed, and then it's going to come down to Florida, Alabama, Tennessee. Who else? Probably those 3 teams, if we're being completely honest. So this is going to be a big game for both these sides. I gave the nod to Alabama because they're going to be at home, but this is a coin flip game. If Florida comes out at like +3.5, +4.5, you should probably take the points, but I think the over is the better play here. 177.5. These teams have not played yet this season, so I do expect a lot of fireworks to go off in this game, but Florida is coming off a dominating win going up against Texas A&M, winning that one 89-70, following their loss to Georgia. So this is still a very dangerous team in Florida. They got down by 25 to Georgia, had a lead with 50 seconds left in the game, and then Kane came through for Georgia to win that one for them. So Florida's a very dangerous team, also getting healthy at the right time. Alabama coming off of that, whatever you want to call it, 1 step past half court shot for Tennessee to win that one. Alabama really just blew that game up. They were up by 4 points with 30 seconds left. All they had to do was not turn the ball over, not make dumb mistakes, not allow offensive rebounds, and they win that game. But Tennessee was a tougher team that night. They won the game. And Alabama's going to have to try to bounce back from that. That's why I do think they win this game going up against Florida. But I'd be dumb not to say this one's going to go way over the total. Alabama was also held to 76 points against Tennessee. I've said many times, if you hold Alabama to 80 points or less, you're going to win the game. I don't think they hold Alabama to 80 or less in this one. Florida's going to give up a lot of points. Alabama, we know their defense is horrible. These teams are going to be running up and down the floor. 90-91 final score. Give me the over. 177.5 as the final play of the day. Let's go to those player props for tomorrow. We're going to start in the same game, Florida. Will Richard. The reason that Georgia couldn't just go off into the sunset and win that one easily. They had to make a comeback with 50 seconds left. Will Richard was the reason. Walter Clayton Jr. was horrible in that game until the second half. Will Richard scored 30 points in that one, 11 of 17 from the field, 5 of 11 from deep. He has shot 23s over the last 2 games. It would take, looking at the stats, it would take 5 games for that to add up to the 23s that he just took over the last 2. So he's shooting with a lot of confidence. He's got the green light, obviously. It's no longer Walter Clayton takes every shot, which I do think if Walter Clayton took every shot, they'd still be really good. But it's going to be Will Richard and Walter Clayton taking some shots. This guy's been unconscious from the field. He went 9 of 13 against A&M in the last game, 25 more points, 6 of 9 from deep in that game as well. We're going up against Alabama. Both these teams going to be running and gunning. Walter Clayton Jr. is going to be able to make a lot of shots in this one, but I think Will Richard will once again lead Florida in the scoring department. Back-to-back games leading Florida in the scoring department. Make it 3 in a row over the total points going up against that Bama defense as the first play. And for the second play of the day, we're going to take Jacoby Gillespie. Screwed us. He really did against Michigan State. Had the 4 assists, only got 3. Did not play a really good game. Also, his air ball with 6 seconds left. That allowed Michigan State to make the half-court shot. Maryland should have never been in a position where Michigan State would have got a buzzer beater because they should have just held for the last shot. Did not happen. The brain got ahead of his body a little bit, and he just messed up. They're kids. They make mistakes. I'm going to go with him in this one, though. Over 14.5 to 16.5 points. Probably going to be 14.5 going up against Michigan. Not going to be easy down low for Queen or Reese, but I do think they win that battle going up against Golden and Wolf. But we're going to see a lot of perimeter shots in this game, I think, out of the Maryland Terps. We have Miguel up top, and we have Gillespie up top. And Gillespie really had a good game against Penn State. 19 points, only shot 8 times, 3 of 5 from the field. He was aggressive game to the rim as well. I think he draws some fouls. I think he gets 4 or 5 points from the free throw line. He's going to make, 2, 3 threes in this one. Points going to add up quick for him on the outside, especially with those big boys down low. I think Maryland will try to play top to bottom on this one. I'm going to take the over total points for Gillespie going up against that Michigan defense as the final play of the night. Let's go to that recap graphic for tomorrow. We are going to be taking Maryland on the money line. They are currently the underdog, but I don't care. Money where my mouth is. Maryland on the money line, over 177.5 between Florida and Alabama. If you had to pick, probably taking the points. I think it's plus 3.5 for Florida. I think I would take those points. Gillespie over the total points, 14.5, probably going up against Michigan. And then Will Richard over his total points. Don't think the book's going to make a huge adjustment. He scored 55 points in the last 2 games, 25 plus in back-to-back. I still think it's going to be like 13.5, 14.5, maybe 15.5 going up against Bama as the final play of the day. Guys, that's going to do it for these early basketball picks and props for Wednesday, March 5th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please share this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.